progressive overload. So in order for you to, like, we've talked a lot about build to burn. Built to burn. It's not just about working mindlessly in a training session, hoping that it's gonna burn some calories and all those things. And for the people who are like, so no matter, like, if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to build muscle, one thing is for sure: build must happen every single time. So how do you ensure that? So here's the secret: in order for you to build anything, it is a matter of compressing the work done into a smaller and smaller frame of time, or increasing the work done over a longer span of time. Okay, so what kind of results you get in any workout, in any session at all, depends very much on how much work you put in. So work is basically, I'm going to give you an example of what work is. So if you have two person and both of them weigh the same, both of them doing the exact same thing with the same duration of time, but one person is lifting heavier, then this person, if let's say this person lifting heavier than this one, then this person has created more work, generated more work done than this one. 50 reps of squats at 100 kilo is gonna be a lot more work done than 50 reps of squat without any weights at all. So because of that, you gotta constantly focus on increasing the intensity of your training. Slowly increase the intensity of your training, but constantly. Slowly, but constantly. So you want to figure out ways, you really want to figure out ways to increase how much your body can put out, but with a proper form. So when you first started out, you have already learned about the right movement, the posture, hip hinge, how to do the big five and all of these things. Great. After you learn that, slowly increase the intensity, and increase the intensity by increasing the weight or increasing the scaling. If let's say it is a squat, if you track your progress, if you've done, let's say 5x5 at, let's say 50 kilos, and you've been doing that for 1 month already, then it's probably time for you to increase weight. Like a typical beginner progression, you should be increasing like 1.25 kilos every week, minimum, right? I've known guys, actually, this is not the special cases, it's actually normal cases. Like in a strong lifts 5x5, they actually encourage to increase 1.25 every single time you squat, and they squat 3 times. So imagine this: you start basically like if your squat is, let's say, less than 100 kilos, right? If you squat 3 times a week under the program Strong Lifts, you're actually increasing 1.25 every time. So that means in 1 week you have increasing by 4.5 kilos. How much is that? 4.5 kilos? 1.25 times 3, 4.75 kilos, 3.75 kilos. Yeah, 3.75 kilos of weight every single week. But and yet I always see this all the time. People carrying 20 kilo. 1 year later, they are still carrying 20 kilo. And then they ask, why am I not seeing results? Of course you're not seeing results, because you're not building at all. So it is not just about a matter of going through the motions. We've discussed goals and intentions. Now you know this as well. Right? You got to constantly add on. So progressive overload means you are, over a period of time, this intensity, this is time, right? Over a period of time, you will increase the intensity. It might not, it will be constantly increasing, but slowly as well. And sometimes you might come in a bad day, but it's okay. It's completely okay. Like you come in a bad day, you're not able to lift as much as you normally would because maybe you're tired or lethargic. Maybe you had a wild night out or whatever it is. That's okay. Just do your best and increase. Make sure you push, and if you do not know by now, there is a concept known as RPE, which is your rate of perceived exertion, which is like over a period of, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult was the set? You want to go for a minimum of 8 on a scale of 1 over 10. If it is like less than 8, then it's not hard enough. You're not pushing yourself hard enough, right? Push every single session, because every single session counts. And that is that for today's session. Questions?
Okay, so you said like 3 times every week you should at least increase 1.25, right? What if you only exercise 1 time a week or twice a week?
Right.
Still okay to increase?
Right. So the question is like, if let's say I recommend like increasing weight every time. So like what if you work out once a week? That was the question. Here's the thing, I didn't actually recommend increasing weight every time. What I actually mentioned was in certain programs, I was using it as an example, in certain programs, i.e. strong lifts, what they do is that you actually squat 3 times a week and you actually increase the weight by 1.25 every time you squat. But they actually follow a certain structure. Over here also you follow a certain structure, and you should increase as much as you can. So here's the thing though, most people don't push themselves nearly hard enough, right? So it's a very important distinction. They say that workouts are boring. It's boring when you don't push yourself enough. If you really push yourself, it can be painful, right? It can be like really like very tiring, exhausting, but boring is the last thing it is. So think of a workout as a game. You have a score. So this time I did 5x5. First set I did 50 kilos, second set I did 50 kilo at how many reps and all those things. And after a while I'm able to increase the weight slowly a little bit by a little bit. And eventually it's like, okay, now it's like 55 kilo this month. And next month maybe it's like 62.5. The next month maybe 65. Slowly increase every time. And sometimes progressive overload doesn't just happen in terms of weight as well. It also happens by repetition, right? So like you will see a lot in our program is like 8 to 12 repetition. So what that means is that like on your 3 sets of 8 to 12, it means that on the first set maybe you did like on the first week maybe you did 3 sets of 8 at 40 kilos of whatever, and the second week maybe on your second set you are able to do, on the first set you're able to do 10 reps instead of 8 reps. On the second set you're able to do like 9 reps. On the third set you're able to do 8 reps. And you slowly increase the repetition until you have 3 sets of 12 repetitions instead of 3 sets of 8. So you just increase the intensity of that 1 hour that you spend inside the training session. Yeah, so you can you can overload by increasing the weight or increasing the reps as well. Yeah, but one thing is always constant, always push. Make sure you give in your best every session. And what if it is 1 time a week? Yeah, just continue to put in the effort, and then and eventually you'll find, hey, my back then maybe this weight is like 9 out of 10, right? This 40 kilo weight is 9 out of 10 difficulty. After about 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe it is no longer 9 out of 10, maybe it's like 7 out of 10. Right? So if it's 7 out of 10, what do? Increase some work, add some work into it, more rep or either more rep or or the weight. Later on when we talk about other training factors can also include, and this like some bonuses, you can also actually think about tempo, like increasing the tempo is also increasing the work. Okay, so if let's say I do like 1 second up and 1 second down, right? If I do 2 second up and 2 second down, I'm also increasing the work, right? And also reducing rest time is also increasing the work. So aside from weight and reps, it's also tempo and rest. So if let's say I used to rest like 90 seconds, and I somehow drop the 90 seconds into 75 seconds, I'm also increasing the work. So the key takeaway point over here is, whichever level that you are, when you track your scores, when you track your work done, then you have the power to add in variables, slowly increase the intensity. And when you increase the intensity, your results will follow. Cool? Any other questions?